Thank you for taking the time to watch our video today on parenting through illness, emerging adulthood. And this really focuses on parenting when your children become adults, whilst also living with an illness in the family. I'm Shay Chester and I'm the National Community Educator for Canteen Australia. And I'm joined with Sally McDonald-Adams, our National Senior Counsellor. Before we get started, I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the lands on which we're speaking today, the Muwinina people and the Whadjuk people. I would also like to acknowledge all of the lands on which you're watching this video today. I would like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge the continuing culture and contribution to the life of these regions from Australia's First People. Due to the nature of this session, I would also like to acknowledge the unique understanding and wisdom in parenting of Australia's First People and pay respect to this knowledge and wisdom. At Canteen, we work with 12 to 25-year-olds who are dealing with a parent's cancer, have or had cancer themselves, are dealing with a sibling's cancer, or are coping with the death of a parent or sibling. And we do this through many different ways depending on the individual. And this can include face-to-face support or digital, through programs, counselling, peer support and leadership. And we also provide services for parents dealing with cancer in their family, because our research shows that when parents are supported through cancer, their children cope much better as well. And thanks to the support of Metricon, we're now extending this support and reach to parenting through other life-limiting and life-impacting illnesses with our workshops. Whilst ultimately the research we've done is related to cancer, young people, parenting and communication is connected regardless of the disease that is impacting a family. So it's a universal experience for all parents when their children turn 18. They're old enough to vote, yet they're not fully developed. And this period can be known as emerging adulthood. And as this is the years between the day a young person legally becomes an adult and the day they have the reasoning power and impulse control of an actual adult. And this is an experience, as I said, that all parents go through. However, when your children have been ill for part of their life or have been continuing to live with disease, it can be harder to hand over those reins to them to manage their own life, medical treatment and decisions. And this can be the same if you or your partner have been ill. You may want to protect your children more. The key points that we wanted to cover today is giving freedom to your young people, how to redefine your relationship, and how to nourish yourself. Over to you.
Hi there. So we're just going to start by talking a little bit about emerging adulthood and what it is, what it means for you as a parent, and how to kind of understand it in terms of your own context. So emerging adulthood is a new kind of developmental phase identified by psychologist Jeffrey Arnett, and it refers to a phase of the lifespan between late adolescence and early adulthood. So like Shay mentioned, those are the years between the ages of 18 and 25. So it's the idea that during this time, it's actually a distinct period in a young person's life where they experience independent role exploration as a way to form their adult identities. But what does this mean for you as a parent? So understanding that this is a really normal and necessary life phase for young people to go through is a really essential part of moving into this new phase in parenting. So this includes accepting developmental instability, being really flexible in your role as a parent, and modeling a healthy balance of connection with your kiddos and also independence, and knowing when to still intervene. So during this phase, experimentation and even failure can be a really normal part of the process of growth. And as a parent, you can provide empathy and guidance when the process becomes really difficult or frustrating for the child. But allowing your children independent exploration is a really important part of this phase. So like we talk about a lot at Canteen when we're talking about parenting through cancer, open communication really is key. And as a parent, you should feel free to voice your concerns. Emerging adults can and should be able to ask for assistance, for support and for closeness. Even when they're displaying very clear needs for independence, it doesn't actually mean that they don't need you. But what does this look like when there is illness in the mix? So giving freedom really is important for development, but even more so for your relationship moving forward. So what you can do is really start by thinking of small ways to introduce this freedom to make decisions. You know, this might be by doing test runs, like allowing your children to take their own medications, create reminders for themselves, you know, by using apps on their phone. You know, you can sit down and be collaborative about how you're going to navigate this next stage of life together. You know, maybe you create a calendar on their phone together, you know, with helpful reminders for them. Have a discussion about their medical care, you know, and understand that they do have the right to some confidentiality also. So talking to them about what that might look like, what's comfortable for them and what kind of sits well for you as a family. And remember that this is not only a developmental stage for your children, it's also a new developmental stage for you as a parent. So, you know, you need to step back and let them make decisions, and recognize that sometimes they will make mistakes. And sometimes you'll make mistakes in your role here too, and that is very okay. You know, as parents, we need to give the freedom and confidence for the kids to explore. We want to encourage their new adventures, and we want to be there to support them and let them know that you're there for them and that they can reach back for support from you when they need it. You know, and hopefully this can allow them to flourish, but in the knowledge that you're there and that you have their back. And again, given that this is also a new developmental stage for you as your life as a parent, be gentle and kind with yourself. There's going to be days where, you know, things don't work out as you'd like them to, and all you can do is try your best and recognize that this phase of life is a really challenging one. So, redefining relationships. So what is your new role in your adult child life? Are you moving from primary carer to more of an advocate or coaching and supporting role? Talk about what this might look like together. You know, also acknowledging that you may feel a sense of loss too is really important. You know, you've been responsible for so much for them for so much of their life, and particularly when illness, you know, is in the mix, and now they have this independence to make decisions on their own. It can be quite a big process for you to go through. Prepare your children for independence. So in this role, what you can do to ensure your child understands their rights is by, you know, talking to them about how to prepare for appointments, how to keep notes and reports after their appointments, and how to speak up about concerns, you know, in those times that you're not there with them. Talk to them about medical and financial independence. What does that mean? What is important for them in that space? You know, we want to prepare them for this independence, but as we mentioned before, we also want them to know that we're still there for them to come to us if they need. So this next part is around other trusted adults in your adult children's life. So who else can your children go to if they have concerns? Sometimes, you know, they might be more comfortable going to other trusted adults than to their parents to seek guidance and support, particularly if it's about an illness of somebody else in the family. You know, they might not want to upset you by bringing things up. So what can you do? Identify who these people are. Speak with them about your desire for them to be open and there for support for your children if they reach out. And speak to your children so that they know that you're also really comfortable with that relationship. Adjustment periods. So remember again that this is an adjustment period for your whole family. Your adult children may voice their opinions more, and it's a balance for you of learning when to challenge them and also when to hold back. Remember that they can continue to lean on you also. Whilst they have the legal rights to make their own decisions, you can still be there to hold them when they need it.
And nourishing yourself. So take some time out to nourish yourself. You've got through the first 18, no doubt, sometimes challenging years, and you will always be their parent. But taking some time out for yourself is incredibly important as well. Ensure that you find what feels good for you. So self-care looks very different for everyone. So take some time out to find out, what does it look like for you? What nourishes you? And then sort of think about when time and resources are limited as well. What can you do in that space? So this is where you could recruit people in your life who can help and are wanting to help. You know, if you think about collective care, now more than ever, it's time to allow others to care for you as you would for them. Remember, others really gain from being able to look after you too. So letting them and allowing this to happen. So reach out for support from Canteen as well. You can jump online and access support through parentingthroughcancer.org.au. And this is a collaborative initiative by Canteen and Camp Quality, where there is support available for all parents with children from 0 to 25. You know, connect with others, read through blogs and real life circumstances, or chat to a counsellor for free. The normal hours, Monday to Thursday, is 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. On Fridays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. Please also remember, if any content is distressing for you, to reach out for crisis support through Beyond Blue or Lifeline.
So we also just wanted to talk with you about Canteen Connect. So Canteen Connect is an online community for young people with a cancer experience. So you can encourage your children to access support through Canteen Connect, even if they just jump online to have a look at what it involves. So they can chat with other young people who have a similar experience to their own, also to chat about, you know, adulthood and about the positives and challenges that this brings. It's a secure online community which they can access 7 days a week. Counsellors are also available between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Monday to Thursday, 10 till 6 Fridays, and 11 till 6 on Saturday and Sunday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Face-to-face counselling is also available at most Canteen offices during normal business hours. And we can also schedule after-hours appointments if needed to speak with a counsellor. So we've got the website here and also the phone number to call if needed. So in terms of referrals, how to refer families to Canteen. So the first and really important point here is to get permission from the young person and their parent or carer to provide us with details. Consent is really essential. You can then just fill in the easy online form or call us, and one of our staff will be in touch.
So the key to good relationships is open communication. So start these conversations early and prepare for this next stage of your life and your children's life. This will assist you to define how you will manage moving forward. Acknowledge that we all make mistakes along the way, and we need to let our children make their own too, as this is a great way for them to learn. And remind yourself that being a good enough parent most of the time is enough. I would encourage you to jump onto canteen.org.au/resource and check out our other resources. Also, we've developed several videos, either with staff or young people, that have been uploaded to our YouTube channel. And if you would like to keep up to date with our social media and what is happening at Canteen, check out our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter handles. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch our video.